take us out of habits into choice. So we can make different choices in our relationships, our behaviors, you know, our food habits, or, you know, other kinds of addictions. It's that pause that gets bigger and bigger and bigger between kind of stimulus and response, or response in terms of a reactive response. So it gives us more choice in our lives altogether, and moment to moment. And so it is good for things like changing habits and changing our relationships and the way we interact with people. And then, yeah, when we can self-observe, we can communicate with our body better. We can learn what our body needs, what's going on. I'm doing a major reflection now, what's going on in my lungs today, and really listen. And also we're able to access those out of, you know, consciousness, beliefs, memories. It's kind of in a nutshell. But also, I just say in general, we're able to enjoy our lives more. We can really get present, because that's the other aspect of mindfulness. It's very present-centered. It's not in the past. It's not out in the future, thinking about what's going to happen next, where's this leading, or what happened yesterday. It's right here in the present moment, and that's when we practice mindfulness, we start to discover that all the answers that we need are right here, right. That's true. That is true. So that's pretty practical. Yeah. The library is all here.
That's it, that's it. Well, and it's like, you're talking about choice, so somebody worries, so they have to change the habit and make a choice to think about something else or create a practice to pull
They
them.
start noticing,
Right.
I'm worrying, and
Right.
just simply naming to yourself what you're doing that isn't mindful. Oh, I'm worrying. And to be able to do that without immediately going, you know, what an idiot, you know, or why can't I quit this? Is to just separate out into this place. Because there's another observer. There's the observer that comes with the critic, too. But that's not mindfulness. Mindfulness is really this more accepting place. But that's the first step. And then start to go from there. About what can I do instead of worry?
Exactly. And worry is worried about something in the future that's not present.
No, and I think if you're kind of hooked on going to the future, I always suggest to my clients that when they notice they're worrying, they stop. We had this one woman who was just worried to death about her son who was in Afghanistan.
Oh.
And she just was like making herself sick. She couldn't sleep. So we said, well, if you want to go out there to him in your consciousness, why not every time you catch yourself worrying, stop, take a breath, and send a prayer, send love to him, send the vision of him coming home at the end of his time, picking him up at the airport and hugging him. Go and make a choice to vision what you want to happen. Because worry is all about what we don't want to happen, right? Sure. So we're feeding that instead of feeding the positive future.
And then I think you've also touched on this, how is it mystical? But I mean, you can expand on that definitely.
Yeah, and I will do that a little more this afternoon, but it definitely, consciousness is in layers, and from very contained to less contained, more open, more expanded. The most contained layers of consciousness are like sleep and the unconscious, dreaming, except when you learn lucid dreaming, then you can actually expand your dreaming experience. And then there's ordinary consciousness, where we're in all different kinds of trances. And then there's mindfulness. But we can keep going, and we can keep going into, full-on loving presence states. We can go into no-self states, where the ego kind of disappears, and our identity disappears. And then there's collective consciousness, Akashic records and that. So mindfulness is a gateway to that. And we can choose how to use it. We can use it as a tool for everyday life and for exploring, self-reflecting, or we can choose to use it as a gateway to those more expanded states.
I like it. So what will happen in the workshop today?
A lot of experiencing of these. We'll do little
Okay.
practices. I'll go a little more in depth to some of the aspects of mindfulness and how we can use it. And we do have a handout of all kinds of wonderful little activities that you can do during your day and your week to practice mindfulness. Weave it right into your day without having to take extra time. And we will do some practices alone by yourself, in pairs, and as a group.
Sounds good to me. Yeah, and we'll
We'll have fun doing it.
And we'll have fun, and you have another tool in your tool belt, which is a lovely thing, so it's really great. Because that's what we do in a spiritual community, you know, we always are seeking to be in oneness and connection and in harmony with the divine. So I'm gonna do an Oprah on you. What is your definition of God?
To me, God is that infinite mystery intelligence that has created everything, that is always present in us, in everything living and I believe non-living, called non-living. Everything has a life form. So it's that intelligence that is also incredibly loving, and love is, to me, the connecting force. So,
Yeah, and I'm just gonna ask you what is love, and you just said it, it's the connecting force. It really is. So, you know, when somebody says they're spiritual, what does that mean to you?
well, lots of people say that.
I know, that's what I'm saying, and that's why I'm saying that, because it's always kind of funny, I'm spiritual. Well, what does that mean? What does that mean to you? So you have a...
Well, to truly be spiritual, it means practicing these things.
Right.
Walking our talk.
Yes.
Living,
Yes.
you know, with, of course, we're not perfect. We're here in a human form because it's about not perfection, but continually learning and growing and becoming more and more aware of our oneness with that great spirit. So to me, it's about walking the talk. I'm sure we all have met plenty of people who never read any spiritual material, never went to a service, whatever. They're living out in the land, some farmer, some person, and you just watch them. They're full of loving kindness.
Yes.
They just live in the present moment. They're connected to nature. They love children and animals, and they just embody it.
Right.
It's not a mental thing, or how much you've read, or how many quotes you can give from, you know, Deepak Chopra. Although I love quotes, it's not that. It's what's manifested.
Right.
You can't fake that.
No, it's who you are, and it's an energy, I think, that the person, you know, displays too.
Well, we're all spirit. I mean,
Right.
inside, everyone is spirit. It's just that some people are living it, and others are completely separate from it, don't even realize that they are that. They just think they're this flesh and blood thing. So, and I think a truly spiritual person, most of the time, holds that vision for everyone, no
Yes.
matter how ornery they might be. Don't we hold it? I'm saying most of the time. I have times when I slip and just go. But
Well,
most
who
of the
doesn't?
time, we're able to go, well, inside that person, there's a big wound, and inside the wound is this beautiful, unique spirit, little spark off the big flame of Creator Spirit.
That's great. Well, that's fantastic. Thank you, my dear. That was great. Thank you. How'd you like that? Pretty good, huh? It's 1:30 because we have potluck after the service. So what that means is that we have some yummy food. So I already looked at what we have in there. So we have salads. Did you make your dish, Roxy?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, good. So if you want some good cooking, then you've got to come and enjoy and break some bread with us. It's really great. All right. So you know, I didn't say the statement that we say normally in our meditation, and we're practicing gratitude, and we're practicing that this month, but we practice it all the time. And it's interesting because we're doing that class, and one of the key things is to practice gratitude. So we're going to I just want to close this segment with this statement that we had on the board earlier.
It's here now.
Is it there? Thank you. Oh, Roxy, that's so cute. Look at that, with the kitty and the hearts. So let's say this together out loud. I give thanks for all the good that surrounds me. And put your arms out.
I give thanks for all the good that surrounds me.
Yum, yum. One more time.
I give thanks for all the good that surrounds me.
And so it is. All right, and with that, we're going to call up EJ, and he's he's going to give us a solo. So thank you again, Maya, that was fabulous.